to note that these votes will be on call, so we're going to do the roll call vote once, and then they're going to be we're going to move the call, and we'll get things going here. We're going to start with file item 95. Senator Leyva, pass on file. Okay, all right. All right, going to move to file item 97, Senator Bates. Not at her desk. File item 99, Senator Allen. File item 99. Pass on file. File item 100, Senator Stone. Not at his desk. File item 102, Senator Lara. File item 102. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill. Assembly Bill 1351 by Assemblymember Eggman, an act relating to deferred entry of judgment.
Senator Lara.
Mr. Chair and members, Mr. President and members, AB 1351 returns our current deferred entry of judgment system to a pretrial diversion system. Prior to 1997, California utilized pretrial diversion when dealing with the minor nonviolent drug offenses. Even though there was no evidence that a pretrial diversion did not work, the state switched to a deferred entry of judgment. Consequently, immigrants have been deported or denied U.S. citizenship simply because the immigrant pled guilty to an offense even though they completed a diversion program. Since 2008, over 250,000 people have been deported for nonviolent drug offenses such as possession of marijuana. AB 1351 allows for pretrial diversion to ensure that folks who complete their programming are not unnecessarily removed from this country. Under 1351, pretrial diversions is not automatically granted, but it is instead up to the judge to decide if the person would benefit from the process. For those reasons, I respectfully ask for your aye votes.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Lara. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen, aye. Anderson, Bates, Anderson, no. Bates, no. Bell, aye. Berryhill, no. Block, aye. Canella, no. De Leon, Fuller, Gaines,
No?
no. Galgiani, Glazer, Hall, Hancock, aye. Hernandez, aye. Hertzberg, aye. Hill, aye. Wesso, aye. Huff, Jackson, Lada, aye. Leno, aye. Leyva, aye. Liu, aye. McGuire, Mendoza, aye. Mitchell, aye. Monning, aye. Morlock, aye. Morrell, no. Morlock, no. Wynn, no. Nielsen, Pan, aye. Pavley, aye. Roth, Runner, no. Stone, no. Vidak, no. Wachowski, aye. Wolk, Wolk, aye.
Senator Lara moves the call. Now move members to file item 103, Senator Lara. Pass on file. Members will move to file item 104, Senator Pavley. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 353 by Assemblymember Lackey, an act relating to fish and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Senator Pavley.
Yes, members, this bill was heard in the Natural Resources and Water Committee and obviously passed, and I'm here to present the bill on behalf of you. You know, it came out of a situation where there were a lot of fires followed by floods that left sediment in a creek bed, and it caused a lot of water to enter into Bouquet Canyon Road and district adjacent to mine. And it required a very narrow exemption to the Fully Protected Species Act for habitat restoration purposes in an area of North LA County. The exemption created by AB 353 because of fire and flood problems contains very strict provisions that require the project to be conducted using some of the highest environmental standards for managing the take of a species. This bill was drafted in close consultation with the Senate Natural Resources and Water Committee. Recent amendments have addressed lingering concerns from the environmental community. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Pavley. Members, any debate or discussion? Senator Runner.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. President, members. As a co-author of this measure, I rise today to speak in support. It's an important bill for the Santa Clarita Valley, which is part of my district. Current status of Bouquet Creek creates a public safety risk right now, and flooding often occurs on the adjacent road during heavy rains because portions of the creek are blocked. In addition, some private water wells near the creek have gone dry, and they are not able to be recharged due to the creek blockage. Bouquet Creek must be restored, and this bill paves the way for permits needed to begin the work. I ask for an aye vote as well.
Thank you, Senator Runner. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Pavley, you may close.
With both Senators Runner and Pavley supporting the same bill, ask for your aye vote.
Great, wonderful. Thank you for noting that. All right, we're going to, we're going to call the roll and close the vote. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, call the absent members.
Allen. Bates. Bates, aye. De Leon.
Ayes 38, no zero on the urgency. Ayes 38, no zero on the measure. Members, we're now going to move forward on a few file items. Are we going to lift the calls? Okay. We're going to start on file item 90 and lift the calls. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Fuller. No. Galgiani. Morlock. Aye. Wolk. Aye.
Ayes 26, noes 13, measure passes. File item 94, Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Galgiani. Hancock. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye. Galgiani, aye.
Ayes 39, noes 0, measure passes. File item 102, Secretary, please call the absent members.
De Leon. Fuller. No. Galgiani. Glazer. Hall. Aye. Huff. No. Jackson. McGuire. Aye. Nielsen. No. Roth. Glazer, no.
Ayes 21, noes 15, measure passes. Members, we're now going to get back to third reading. We're going to start with file item 105, file item 106, file item 108. Senator Nguyen, are you prepared to bring file item 105 forward? Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 36 by Assembly Member Gray relative to the California Association of County Veterans Service Officers.
Thank you, Mr. President. ACR 36 commemorates and honors the California Association of County Veterans Service Officers for 70 years of service to California's military veterans and their families. With the end of World War II in 1945, the association was formed to assist returning veterans to access their benefits, such as the GI Bill, for education and the Veterans Home Loan Program. In California, the CVSO plays a critical role in the veterans advocacy system and is often the initial contact in the community for veteran services. They work closely with CalVet to ensure services are delivered to California's nearly 2 million veterans, the largest veteran population of any state. ACR 36 is supported by numerous California veterans organizations, including, but not limited to, the American Legion, AMVETS, the VFW, and the Vietnam Veterans of America. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nguyen. Members, any debate or discussion? Senator Nielsen.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, these veteran service officers are at the vanguard. They are the face of California to our local veterans, and they certainly labor in the trenches. Almost all of them have been veterans themselves. They seldom have the resources that they'd like or that would be required to thoroughly do the job, but they employ those resources aptly. And they've been serving these veterans and all of us for 70 years. I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, Senator Nguyen, you may close.
Just ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wachowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary,
Fuller, aye.
call the absent members.
De Leon. Hertzberg. I. Mendoza.
Is Mendoza on the floor? No. He's not.
Ayes 38, no 0. The resolution is adopted. Members, we're going to move to file item 106. Senator Hertzberg, Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 726 by Assemblymember Nazarian, enacting to vehicles.
Senator Hertzberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nearly 20 years ago, I was fortunate enough to take a fun trip, educational trip, turned out to be an important trip to Curitiba, Brazil, with the then mayor of Los Angeles, Supervisor Burke, Supervisor Yaroslavsky, to study transportation. The outcome of that trip was the creation of what we now have in the San Fernando Valley of an orange line in Senator Pavley's district and in my district. It has been wildly successful, substantially oversubscribed. except there's one thing that we couldn't do when we designed this system based upon what happened in Curitiba. We could only have a single articulated bus, which was 60 feet, and not a double articulated bus. And this is a fight of almost 2 decades, and this measure allows us to go from 60 feet to 82 feet and substantially increase the number of folks that can ride on these buses in this dedicated busway. I respectfully ask you for an enthusiastic vote of this measure. So does Senator Pavley, by the way. It's more in her district, by the way.
Thank you, Senator Hertzberg. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please. Members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 39, no 0, measure passes. All right, we'll move now to file item 108, Senator Hill. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1097 by Assemblymember Holden, an act relating to alarm companies.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I rise to present Assembly Bill 1097 relating to electronic contracting for alarm companies. With the evolution of the digital age, technology has advanced to such a degree that electronic contracts can now offer consumer protection measures that exceed those of traditional paper contracts. AB 1097 would allow alarm companies in the state to fully utilize electronic contracts at the discretion of the customer. AB 1097 has bipartisan support with no known opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Members, any further debate or discussion? Seeing none, members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 39, noes 0, measure passes.
Back to 107.
Okay, we're going to now return back to file item 107. Senator Lara, Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 164 by Assemblymember Gomez, an act relating to the payment of claims against the state, making an appropriation therefore, and declaring the urge thereof to take effect immediately.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, AB 164 is an urgency measure to appropriate approximately $2.2 million from the general fund and $517,000 from a special fund to pay settlements in 2 claims against the state. Based on the facts and circumstances surrounding these cases, both the Attorney General and the Department of Finance agree that these claims are valid obligations of the state and payment is in the best interest of the state. The bill has received unanimous bipartisan support in the Assembly and in the Senate. Colleagues, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, members, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing, there is. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines.
Aye.
I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. I. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Wesso. I. Huff. I. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. Morlock. I. Morrell. Wynn. I. Nilsson. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. I. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wykowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, I. Allen, I.
Secretary, call the absent members.
Bell, I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Monning. Aye.
Ayes 39, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 39, no 0 on the measure.
Going to want to go back. Oh,
Members, file item 97. Senator Bates had asked to present this. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 192 by Assemblymember Travis Allen, an act relating to license plates.
Senator Bates.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to present AB 192 by Assemblyman Allen. It's the Pet Lovers license plate, which was previously established to provide permanent funding, ongoing funding for spay and neuter programs in California. Since then, the Veterinary Medical Board sponsored this specialty license plate for pet lovers and has received more than 7,500 applications and is now in production. AB 192 establishes the Pet Lovers Fund. The funds would be allocated to the Veterinary Medical Board, and they would retain oversight of the funding and work through a nonprofit organization to disperse the funding to qualifying pet spay and neuter facilities. There's approximately $500,000 awaiting disbursement with this legislation. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Bates. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Canella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Gaines.
Aye.
Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Secretary, call the absent members.
De Leon. Pavley. Aye. Stone. Aye.
Ayes 39, no 0, measure passes. Members, we're now going to go back to file item 100, Senator Stone. Pass on file, okay. We'll now move forward to file item 109. Senator Nielsen. File item 109. Great. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 921 by Assemblymember Jones, an act relating to private investigators.
Senator Nielsen.
President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, this bill by Assemblyman Jones establishes a disciplinary review committee wherein a licensed investigator can voluntarily opt to contest the assessment of an administrative fine or appeal its denial of a license, a licensed investigator. Currently, such private investigators who want to contest the assessment of an administrative fine or appeal the denial of a license have to embark on a long and lengthy process that goes more than a year before there's a resolution. By creating the disciplinary review committee, that saves the licensee time. They can be resolved more quickly, be having one place to go. Saves the DCA, Department of Consumer Affairs, time and money so they don't have to go through the more expensive disciplinary process. A licensee who disagrees with the decision of the committee would be able to return to their current process. At the Sunset Review hearing held by the Business and Professions Committees, that noted that the value of such a committee, a decision review committee, that it already works for security guards and alarm companies. In other words, it's already in place, this process. This would extend that then to the investigators. Recent amendments clarify that a qualified manager who manages the applicant for a private investigator license is authorized to verify the required hours of work experience for the applicant as long as they're overseen by an experienced colleague. This bill has passed unanimously through the process, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Members, any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none, ayes 39, no 0, measure passes. All right, members will now move to file item 110. Senator Hernandez? Not at his desk. Oh, there he is. Okay. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1305 by Assemblymember Bonta, an act relating to health care coverage.
Senator Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. President, members. This AB 1305 prohibits health plans and insurers from giving a person a higher deductible or out-of-pocket sharing limit simply because the person is a member of a family. Under the structure, if the family member becomes ill, rather than having to meet the entire family deductible or out-of-pocket limit, he or she will only have to reach the individual deductible or out-of-pocket limit to coverage to kick in. This bill will save families thousands of dollars in extra out-of-pocket expenses and will protect consumers from having to pay toward their care merely because they are in the family plan. This bill aligns with the regulations set by Covered California, which require family plans and policies sold through the exchange to include per individual deductibles and out-of-pocket limits. This bill has no opposition and bipartisan support. With that, members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hernandez. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none. Members, any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes. Members, we've voted on 18 items. I think we'd like to get over 100 today, so I'm going to try to move along, and if you cooperate, I'd appreciate it. So let's move now to file item 111. Senator Allen, are you prepared to bring this measure forward? AB 1526. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1526 by the Committee on Aging and Long-Term Care, an act relating to public health.
Senator Allen.
So, Mr. President, fellow members, this is a simple bill that will enable us to better understand the vast population of informal caregivers throughout the state. AB 1526 asked the Department of Public Health to expand an existing telephone survey that informs experts of population-level risk factors and behaviors that impact public health, the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. The Centers for Disease Control require each state to conduct this survey and allows states to augment the standard survey with additional modules designed to illuminate policymakers on specific topics. The expansion that AB 1526 calls for is the caregiver module, which will help California establish baseline data on the issues that caregivers confront the most. This data is critical if we are to support the vast number of caregivers providing support to our aged and disabled residents, many of whom are families struggling to provide safe and healthy environments for people with Alzheimer's disease. Unpaid California caregivers provide over $48 billion worth of care each year. Informal caregivers are our largest long-term care program, for lack of a better word. Without their help, our state budget would be overwhelmed. This survey will help us understand the specific strategies necessary to support informal caregivers so that they don't become burned out or abandon their efforts, placing their loved ones at risk of becoming dependent upon governmental services supported by taxpayers. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Members, any debate or discussion? Seeing none, would there be any objection to unanimous roll call? Seeing and hearing none. Ayes 39, no 0. Measure passes.